Hi, sweeties. How are you doing? Welcome to Naya Sim. Thank you so much for the support. Hope you are great. So I came across a video where this white man is not having it. He has a farm and he has workers. And most majority of all these white people, their workers are from Latinx community. And as you all can see what it's going on. Latinx communities are being affected with the deportation and all that. So it happened that majority of the people that work for him started disappearing. Why? Because nobody wants to be caught and sent back home. So he is very angry and yelling that now his children got to do the work. He has to wake up, and his kind of farm is not the farm you go on a break because people take turns. Now, I am going to ask or say this. So, you have something like this, and majority of you to have something like this, but your heart did not touch you before the election to do the right thing. But now you see how important those people are to you. So, what are we saying? His livestock, right, might end up dying. You played yourself. And for the woman saying, before she will pay black people reparations, that see who need your reparation. The truth is that some of you do not even understand what reparation is. So how do you talk about something you do not understand? And moreover, talking about reparations, I am sure you are not mentally mature to talk about reparations. So I won't be talking that with you. Shout out to Bishop Thomas. He is too awesome. Let's get into this video.
Sweet. This is Dustin Machia or Machia. He owns a dairy farming business out in Vermont. The business name is Machia and Sons. He has 11 migrant workers that helps him tend to the cows in 2 locations that's attached to Machia and Sons farms. Dustin voted for Donald Trump, and I'm sure you've already guessed why he voted for Donald Trump. We need to get the gangbangers out of this country. The rapists and the murderers, we need to get them out of this country. Also because Donald Trump and his economy, his policies for the economy. You can read all about Dustin and what's going on in the state of Vermont with ICE and the migrant workers. You can read about it here. Yeah, Dustin is now upset with Donald Trump because ICE is in Vermont arresting migrant workers and deporting them. And so a lot of his workers that was working on his farm in those 2 locations, they've disappeared. They're afraid of getting picked up by ICE and being deported to a country that they are not from. And so now Dustin is not happy because he and Sons have to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning to milk and tend to the cows. Dustin says, quote, "These guys work 6 12-hour days. They don't care about having Christmas off and this and that off. It's a 24/7 job. We don't get the ability to shut down the place for a week. We're dealing with living, breathing creatures," end quote. And so in the article, the reporter asks him if he's worried about his business. This is what Dustin had to say. Quote, "I'm very worried about it. It's not sustainable to not have migrant farm workers. Farming would be very bleak and the cost would skyrocket in the grocery store because you can't pay an American to do this job anymore. Americans just don't want to do this job without the foreign labor. It's just not sustainable." The article also says that Machia and Sons in Sheldon, Vermont employs 11 migrant farm workers to milk about 1,400 cows on 2 farms. The work is dirty, dangerous, and unrelenting. He recognizes the value in the undocumented migrant worker, but he went into the voting booth to vote to have undocumented immigrants removed from the country. I don't care about Dustin and his Machia and Sons dairy farming business. Hell, he didn't even care about his business. He went into the voting booth and voted against the successful business that he's had for years. And this has been the latest edition of Fuck Around and Find Out. Sweet.
Why in the fucking world would you be in support of taking from the fucking lower class, the people who fucking need the help, people who don't have the fucking money, people who don't have anything, you're gonna take from them and give to the fucking wealthy? Why the fuck would you be in support of that? What the fuck has the ultra wealthy done for you? What have they done for you? What? Why would you be in support of taking away from regular ass people like me and you and give to those who are in a whole different tax bracket, a whole different world, a whole different reality than me and you? And you're going to be in support of that? You're going to be in support of taking away from elders and disabled people and the poor people and the working class? Regular ass people who need the fucking help? And you're going to say, nah, fuck them. Fuck them. Who gives a shit about them? Really? Really? You know where this anger stems from so much? Because I'm a fucking human with a heart, for one, and then also, I was in the healthcare field. I was a healthcare worker for 6.5 years. 6.5 fucking years. I know what it's fucking like in the healthcare field. I know what it's like for elders and people who are living in assisted living communities and rehab centers and hospitals. And people who rely on Medicaid and Medicare to live and to pay for their services, to pay for their home. Because that's what I was in for 6 years. That was my job. I would go to these people's homes and I would take care of them. Look at that. Made my fucking chest red. I mean, how can I not be angry? The fuck? And for the people who can watch a person like me talk about something like this and to try and act like I'm dramatic or I'm being too much. The fuck? You're being too fucking little. Have a fucking spine. Have a fucking heart. Would you give a shit if it was your dad who was gonna be affected by this? Would you care then? What if it was your sister? What if it was your 7-year-old cousin? What if it was your grandma? What if it was your teacher? What if it was your college friend? What if it was your coworker? What if it was your neighbor down the street? Oh, would you give a shit then? Would you give a shit then? I don't understand how people can act so fucking oblivious and act so unbothered. I can't imagine going back to the facilities that I've worked at and seeing the clients that I've worked with and asking them face to face, how is this going to affect you? Are you going to be okay? So what's going on with you? I can't fucking imagine. and hundreds and hundreds of people, of my own clients, of my own people that I've taken care of, that I know by name, that I know who is going to be affected by this fucking bill. I was raised by my grandmas.
When I say I would quite literally rather burn everything I own and then piss and shit on the ashes and then go live in the fucking mountains before I ever paid reparations, I mean that. In the fucking mountains before I ever paid reparations, I mean that.
There's absolutely nothing you have in your life that I want. There's nothing you have in your life that any black person wants. The conversation around reparations is too big for minds as small as yours. You think we want yo shit. Lady, I have better shit in my house than you have in your life. The fuck makes you think I want yo shit? But you do go to banks, don't you? You do invest, don't you? You do pay insurance, don't you? You see, small-minded ass people like you keep grabbing your purses anytime the word reparations comes around. As if America hasn't done it before. They have. And it's like we're coming for your shit. You don't have anything. The only thing you have in life is your pride in the fact that the sun is your greatest enemy. You'd have to have something for us to want it. And we don't. See, this is why that reparations conversations it's too big for you. You have a very limited. Why don't you sit this one out? Sit it out. Leave this to people who have more education, understand economics more, understand history more than you. Just shh. The adults are talking. Be quiet.
This is all I got from this video, and all I can say is that for everything going on right now in America is something some people decided that this is what we want. I want this to go on, right? Nobody forced you. You personally said, this is what I want for myself. And the same thing you want for yourself is whether it's going on and you are looking for someone to blame or this or that. Absolutely, this man told you his intentions for United States. It's not like he did not make it clear. It was clear. And then Project 2025 was also the huge one that got everybody like all over talking. And you all said it is never going to happen. Or moreover, was never ever going to affect you because nothing has ever affected you from the onset to this very moment. So I am sure that you are still surprised how all these things are affecting you. You see your life? Can you see your life at this point in time? Yeah, this is your life. And I am going to say this. If you had loved those people that work in your farm, I am sure you all, especially those ones that know that they work hand in hand with Latinos or Latinx community, you all still went ahead to vote for him when you knew that he said he was going to deport people. And the people he was going to deport are the people you work with. Because if I have close friends that I work with and I see some, as long as they are good people, as if I see something that will affect them, I would never personally or intentionally try to do something that will harm them. But if I am not even, don't worry, I will come to them, right? I would personally not try to harm them because I know how important they are to me. But no, that wasn't the case. You all did what you did because you felt, yeah, we'll always find a way out, like always. But now you can see how your life is dangling, right? And if I leave you to death tomorrow, you will forget everything and see scream, you will vote Donald Trump. Life is life in you. And for the woman saying that, who is asking you for reparations? I don't know why Bishop Thomas is just too awesome. Who is asking you for reparations? Like, black people will come to your house and tell you, oh, give me your reparation. You think that is how they do it? You don't know anything. And like he said, your brain is not mature enough. I know you are old because it shows on your face, but you are not. At the same time, because the brain is like a baby brain. If you know how reparations, if you know how things work, and if you know, you won't be coming out to say this. Definitely the money will be taken from somewhere. So stop showing your ignorance. And for everybody screaming, how are you going to take from, yes, like how are you taking from the poor to give the rich? All these things were the things they want everybody for. Asian community also voted Donald Trump too. So what am I supposed to say at this point in time? Everybody's receiving the fruit of his or her labor. I am not saying that we are too super great or super that we are not. We are also experiencing majority of the things you all are experiencing. But because this has always been black people's life, this has always been their experiences. This was what they warned you ahead of. They are just prepared because they know that this is how it's going to be. So they are not surprised. They just feel hurt that you all do not care. I am going to draw the curtain here. And for Miss Madam, there is nothing you are going to give black people that you don't have anything. So, but when it is time for the reparation to be paid, just don't say no more. Bye for now.